Ahoy there, Kumi here. Happy New Year, and I hope you had a Merry Christmas too. Today I'll be building the GMMK full size. I wanted something for my friend to use at work who needs a numpad and preferred the standard layout, which is why I chose this board. Glorious claims that the GMMK is the world's first modular mechanical keyboard, debuting in 2016, which is eons ago in the custom keys world. It'll be interesting to see if this board can stand the test of time, with some mods of course. The board has a plastic bottom with an integrated top case that is made of aluminium, meaning this is a low profile board with the switches exposed. The PCB is hot swap with north facing LEDs and 3-pin switch support. The most problematic part about this board is likely the integrated cable, as the base standard these days is to have a Type-C data board and a removable cable. The board comes in a box chock full of branding reminiscent of razor packaging. Once opened, you are greeted with a plastic dust cover, and underneath is the board sleeved in PE foam. Next is two fairly poor quality ABS keycaps with glorious branding, 2 rounds of marketing material for their products and brand, the user manual, a send sticker, and switch replacement instructions. I should mention here that the keycap puller is actually on the underside of the keyboard, which is an interesting choice. Lastly, under the flap is a generic switch puller and extra feet. Fairly standard unboxing. As the board is for office use, the switch of choice are the Garon Silent Blacks, but they don't make for a good typing test. So instead I'll be using the Akko Ocean Blues for this video, as I didn't want to clip any of my 5-pin switches. Like the matcha greens from my GK64 build, these switches come in really nice packaging for a budget offering at just 22 cents a switch. The Ocean Blues are a 3-pin tactile switch with a 60-gram spring. The tactility on this switch is on the lighter side but still noticeable. Here is the stock sound test. For a budget switch, it doesn't sound too bad out of the box. And there isn't any house wobble, meaning no film needed. Still, the usual treatment of Tribosis 3203 on the housing and stems, excluding the legs, and Krytox 105G0 on the springs elevates the switch. Here is the modded sound test. To disassemble, unscrew the 16 black screws and lift the top case and PCB combo from the bottom. Next, peel the tape off the JST connector and carefully remove the cable. Flip over the top case and PCB combo and grab a plier to straighten the 4 plate hooks to enable PCB removal. Next, remove the tape on the 6 PCB to plate screws and unscrew them. Now the PCB can be removed from the top case, but we're not done yet. On the PCB are 27 plastic tabs, which I'm not too sure the purpose of, but they can be popped out to improve sound. Mod-wise, we'll start with the stabs as always. The stock stabs are just TerraBad, so I'll be swapping them out for some trusty Durock plate mats which have been lubed and tape modded. Do note that it's a really tight fit, so if you can, you'll want to shave down the holes on the plate for a better fit. Unfortunately, I don't have a metal filer, so this step was skipped. This might be why I couldn't entirely get rid of the rattle on the stabs despite modding them. Still, leaps and bounds better than stock though. Next comes the plate foam, which I made out of 3mm thick EVA foam, but these can be bought pre-made on eBay and such. Then comes the usual PE foam and tape mod. For the bottom case, there is barely any space for sound dampening, so I put polyfill in the gaps and added a sheet of PE foam on the pre-installed sheet of foam. To reassemble, line up the PCB with the bottom case, plug in the JST cable, and carefully guide the PCB over the standoffs. FYI, I chose not to use the PCB to top plate standoffs, as hard contact points tend to have a negative effect on the sound profile of the board, and the switches would be sufficient in keeping the PCB attached to the top plate. Furthermore, with the mods made to the board, there wouldn't be any room for the PCB to move anyway. Next, line up the PE foam, plate foam, and integrated top case with the bottom case and screw in the 16 screws. Now put in the switches and keycaps. I got my hands on a set of Infinikey 808 boom, which goes well with the black case. I really wanted to go standoffless with this build, but I couldn't think of any other methods of connecting the top and bottom pieces without like duct taping them together. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Overall, I think the board turned out as well as it could have given the constraints. Would I recommend this board if you needed a full-size keyboard? Probably not. The integrated top plate, problematic stab holes, 3-pin switch support, and integrated cable haven't aged well. It's priced at a budget $80 bare bones, but you can get the EpoMaker GK108 at the same price, and it comes with a separate top case and plate, standard stab holes, 5-pin switch support, and detachable cable. Let me know what you think. Any and all feedback is welcome. Next video will be up in 2 weeks. Onto the sound test in 3, 2, 1.